The average human body is 60% water, our planet is 71% water, yet by 2030, the world faces a projected 40% shortfall in freshwater supply. This is the central paradox of the 21st century. We are surrounded by an abundance of the substance necessary for life, yet we are running out of it. Rivers are drying, reservoirs are shrinking, and the ancient aquifers beneath our feet are being emptied faster than nature can refill them. The core issue isn't a lack of H2O, it's a lack of usable H2O. Of all the water on Earth, only 3% is fresh, and of that 3%, 2/3 is locked away in glaciers and ice caps. The remaining sliver is what sustains our civilization. To solve the crisis, we have to look to the one source we have an endless supply: the ocean. This is the breakdown on desalination, the ultimate technological solution to global thirst, and the massive energy, infrastructure, and environmental challenges that keep it from scaling. The problem starts with consumption. Agriculture accounts for roughly 70% of global freshwater use. Industry takes another 20%, leaving just 10% for municipal and household needs. As the global population nears 10 billion and developing nations industrialize, that 10% is constantly squeezed. But demand isn't the only factor. Climate change is fundamentally altering precipitation patterns. The American Southwest, the cradle of modern civilization in Mesopotamia, and vital food-producing regions globally are experiencing historic megadroughts. The Colorado River, for example, is now a shadow of its former self, forcing states to make agonizing cuts. Our traditional water management systems, dams, canals, and deep wells, were built on assumptions of climate stability that no longer hold true. Groundwater depletion is perhaps the most alarming trend. We are mining water that took thousands of years to accumulate. The only viable way out of this scarcity model is to turn seawater into a reliable, drought-proof commodity. This brings us to desalination. For centuries, desalination relied on simple, energy-intensive heating, or distillation. You boil the water, capture the steam, and condense it back into pure H2O, leaving the salt behind. It's effective, but wildly expensive in terms of energy. The modern breakthrough came with the reverse osmosis, or RO. Osmosis is a natural process where water moves from a low salt concentration to a high salt concentration across a semi-permeable membrane. RO forces this process in reverse. Salt water is forced at extremely high pressure, around 800 psi, through a synthetic membrane. This membrane is so fine that it allows water molecules to pass, but blocks dissolved solids like salt, viruses, and bacteria. The output is two streams: pure water and brine, which is the concentrated saltwater byproduct. The key advantage of RO is energy efficiency. It uses about 1/10 the energy of traditional thermal distillation methods. Thanks to advancements in energy recovery devices, ERDs, which recapture energy from the high-pressure brine stream and reuse it, the energy required has dropped to just 3 to 4 kilowatt-hours per cubic meter. This efficiency has unlocked the era of megaplants. Facilities like Sorek in Israel or Jebel Ali in the UAE are now producing hundreds of millions of gallons of water per day, transforming arid nations into water-secure ones. But this is where the infrastructure challenge begins. Building a mega desalination plant is a feat of engineering rivaling nuclear power construction. It requires massive intakes to pull millions of gallons of seawater without harming marine life, powerful pumps capable of generating immense pressure, and thousands of specialized membranes that need constant maintenance. The cost is immense. A single large plant can cost over $1 billion. This capital investment is only the start. The water produced is heavy and must be moved, often uphill, over vast distances to where people live. This requires new pipeline infrastructure, adding significantly to the environmental footprint and the final cost of the water. And let's be clear, while RO is efficient for desalination, it is still highly energy-intensive overall. A city powered entirely by desalinated water needs a stable, massive energy source, often powered by fossil fuels, which creates a CO2 trade-off for water security. For desalination to be a truly sustainable solution, it must be paired with sustainable energy. This is why projects are increasingly linking RO plants directly to dedicated solar or wind farms. The challenge is shifting the cost from a utility bill to a massive initial capital outlay. The most difficult challenge to date is the byproduct, brine. For every gallon of pure water produced, up to 2 gallons of concentrated salt water are generated. This isn't just salty water, it's water that often contains trace chemicals used in the treatment process. When this hypersaline warm brine is pumped back into the ocean, it creates a plume that can drastically alter the salinity and temperature of the immediate surrounding ecosystem. This can kill benthic organisms on the seafloor and disrupt the delicate balance of coastal life. Solutions are emerging. The best current practice is brine diffusion. Discharging the brine miles offshore via complex diffuser systems, mixing it back into the ocean volume quickly to minimize localized impact. But the true innovation lies in Zero Liquid Discharge, or ZLD. This process treats the brine as a resource, using specialized membranes and thermal processes to extract valuable minerals, salts, magnesium, lithium, effectively turning the waste into an economic asset. While currently too expensive for most commercial plants, ZLD is the future of truly sustainable desalination. Desalination is not a cheap or easy fix, it is a technological and financial trade-off. We exchange energy for water security. It requires immense upfront capital, sustainable energy integration, and sophisticated waste management. But the simple reality is that for millions in increasingly water-stressed regions, this technology is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity for survival, stability, and growth. As the price of RO continues to fall and clean energy becomes cheaper, the economics of desalination will only become more compelling. This is how civilization adapts, by bending the natural world to its will, not through brute force, but through relentless engineering and innovation. If you want more insights into the infrastructure changing our world, hit that subscribe button, and watch our next insight video on the hidden economics of attention. Thanks for getting the 411.